her every week as the girl that was on the team that lost.
You have to admit, he's a lot like Stephen Hawking. A limited character basis and absolute zero control of his arms.
Donish John Nashurban. What better way to make your kids sound American than by putting John as a middle name in between Donish and Nashurban?
Working with Donish is like reading a Mad Lib in which all of the blank spaces have been filled in with the word retarded.
I want to let everyone know, though, that I just started a new improv team called Hazard Awareness Expedition.
Sean joined Shmimprov in 2007. When he started, Sean exuded charm and personality. He looked like Matthew Perry. Eventually, he looked like the man who ate Matthew Perry.
You will actually hear more words spoken by everyone else while Jason is on stage.
I am dressed just like a Jason would. I have put on this sweater vest. I am so happy. I have been called douche 3 times today.
Talking about myself, ignoring everyone on stage, making myself look good. I figured that Jason would appreciate it if I approached his roast the way he approaches every single improv scene.
Drew is my boyfriend's stepmom's brother's son. So that makes Drew and I about as related as Eric Furheim is to his baby girl.
Miles, you look like you smell like pee.
Dave really hit with the ugliest dip. Look at him. Dave is the ugliest dip. Amber. What's funny about Amber? Nothing.
Once upon a time, this was where we used the wheel of improv, where we would spin the wheel and we would pick whatever game it ended up on. All the games on the wheel had to be games we all knew in order to be comfortable with it. And so the nights usually ended not as good as they started because we had to play these games that we knew would be safe. We said, fuck that. We should only play games we know are not safe.
We're all doing scenes, we're like walking around doing like, hey guys, we go,
So for Game-O-Matics, I'm notorious for just making like the funniest suggestion that will turn into the worst game ever. And I came up with wall plans.
What are my personal thoughts on Shmimprov? That's pretty hard. We've done it for 10 years. I remember when we started, we definitely said if we're still doing this when we're 30, then we got something wrong going on. And I'm 32 now.
We really do get along. We really are friends and are a family. I mean, a dysfunctional one, right? But still a family.
And to have Shmimprov at the end of my week really is a great escape. It's a lot of things I hate about life. I'm not able to confront them head on, so I make fun of it at Shmimprov.
We have a lot of very loyal fans. One fan told me one time that she just couldn't wait for Friday nights. And because when you're at Shmimprov and you're watching the show, everything else just doesn't matter. You know, you're not thinking about your job, you're not thinking about your problems, your relationships, you know, for at least an hour and 15 minutes every Friday or Saturday night, you can just let it all go and just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh.
If you come to Shmimprov for the first time, you will definitely laugh till it hurts. If not, they'll hurt you till you laugh.
Obviously making people laugh, that's the most fun and really the only reason to do this. I also am very proud of all of the other improv teams that we have either inspired or helped to inspire or shown that it's possible because it's really fun to do and it doesn't hurt people, it helps people, I think. So that's one thing that I'm very proud of.
Every week I get to hang out with my friends and I don't have to worry about bringing out fans because you guys pack this theater every week because it's a $5 show without all the pomp and circumstance, without the 2-drink minimum, without all the stupid stuff you deal with in comedy clubs. And I really came to the belief that it was just the purest form of comedy. And now it's amazing. It's you go to these shows and some of the hardest times I've ever laughed and that I've seen audience members ever laugh are at these little hole-in-the-wall improv shows that happen at 11 o'clock in downtown Fullerton, you know, and I think there's just something really beautiful about that.
New things are happening constantly. Things are all the time going off the rails and then being manhandled back onto the rails. The show basically exists at this controlled point just shy of utter chaos and disaster. And most of the time we manage to keep it on the good side of utter chaos and disaster. Most of the time.
It's the fastest, funniest, and dare I say, sexiest improv comedy in Orange County.
Shmimprov has taught me a lot. We find ourselves performing in so many different circumstances. Roasting, doing skits, stand-up comedy, all sorts of different kinds of improv games, whether they're singing or guessing. I mean, we get to do comedy all the time. And it is such a treat to be able to do that again and again, year after year.
But it's weird, even after 10 years, you're still learning something new every time you go on stage. If it was just going up and doing the same thing you've always done, then we'd be bored as hell with it. But you're always still trying something new. You're thinking to yourself, I want to aim this way today. I want to be loose today. I want to be strict today. Something like that. You're always testing yourself.
I do like to play with my wits and make sure that they're sharp, and there aren't many places to be able to do that and be able to really practice. And I really like the fact that I can work with a bunch of cool people who are talented and exciting, and I can basically experiment on stage in front of a full house twice a week.
I've noticed I've just been leaving all the shows with my cheeks hurt so bad, and it's just fun and goofy. Like I genuinely love every time I get to play, unless I really sucked because then I leave just so depressed.
Shmimprov still makes me laugh and cry harder than anywhere else. So that's why I keep doing it, because I'm always genuinely having fun, unless the show is terrible, in which case I'm always drinking, which is fun.
Being at Shmimprov has meant the world to me in the last 6 years that I've been a part of it. When you're away for a year and a half, as I was, you really understand what you miss and what you like in your life. And for me, Shmimprov was that. I hung that calendar high in my cabin on the boat, and I just couldn't wait to get back. Being on stage with Shmimprov, being with those players, being with the audience, are really what makes my week complete. Is really what I live for when I'm in town. And having that not in my life I can't even imagine it. So to all the people who come to the shows, thank you. To all of the players who make it possible, thank you. You have made my life very, very happy. Nate, thank you for making this all possible. And Jason, fuck you.
There's no reason to quit. There's no reason to quit Shmimprov. As long as it's fun, and we're still pushing things too. Doing the shows at the Brea, we're now doing shows around the country. We went to San Francisco 2 weeks ago. We're getting hired by random people to do random gigs, and it's like a new beginning kind of for Shmimprov.
Shmimprov is constantly evolving, and I really look forward to seeing where the next 10 years takes us.